Welcome to episode 11 of our weekly video podcast. Today, we're explaining everything you need to know about supported living. Stay tuned and enjoy.
We all want to live independently, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But what happens when someone needs a little extra support to make that happen?
Yeah.
That's where supported living comes in. Today, we're diving into a guide from Medicare Hub Limited.
Okay.
It's called Supported Living Services for Adults in the UK, a comprehensive guide. We're going to explore how this system helps people live fulfilling lives. We're going to uncover some surprising facts and maybe even challenge a few assumptions along the way.
Sounds good.
So let's imagine someone, let's call him John, who needs some extra support to live independently. What exactly does supported living mean for someone like John?
Well, for John, supported living means having access to personalized assistance so he can live as independently as possible. But here's the key. It's not about taking over John's life or dictating what he should do. It's about giving him the tools and support he needs to make his own choices.
That makes sense. But how does that work in practice? The guide mentions 5 key principles of supported living. What stood out to you?
What really struck me were the principles of choice and control and inclusion. They highlight that supported living is about empowering people like John to live the lives they want, not the lives someone else decides for them. It's about supporting their right to participate fully in their communities and make decisions about their care.
I can see how that would be transformative for someone like John. It's not just about providing basic needs. It's about empowering him to live a life filled with purpose and meaning.
Exactly. And the really interesting thing is that supported living isn't a one-size-fits-all approach. There are actually several different models of care.
Okay, so that's where it gets really interesting. The guide outlines 4 main types.
Okay.
Shared lives, supported living accommodation, outreach support, and floating support.
Yeah.
Let's break those down. Let's start with shared lives. Imagine John living with a trained carer, becoming part of their family. That's the heart of shared lives.
Right.
It's a fantastic option for someone who thrives in a family setting and values those close relationships.
Yeah.
The guide even shares a story about a young man named David who flourished after moving in with a shared lives carer. He rediscovered his passion for gardening
Oh, wow.
and even started volunteering at a local community garden.
That's fantastic.
That's a wonderful example of how supported living can truly transform lives. What about supported living accommodation? How does that differ?
Supported living accommodation typically involves specialist housing, like flats or houses designed to meet individual needs. John would have his own private space, but also have access to on-site staff who can provide support as needed. It offers that balance of independence and assistance that many people find ideal.
So John could have his own apartment, his own routine, but still know that support is available if he needs it. What ensures that these services are actually delivering on their promises? That's where the Care Quality Commission, or CQC, comes in, right?
Precisely. The CQC acts as a watchdog, regulating and inspecting supported living services to ensure they're meeting essential standards of care and support. They play a crucial role in protecting the rights and well-being of individuals like John.
Okay. I'm curious about the other 2 types of support mentioned in the guide, outreach support and floating support. What are the key differences between those?
Outreach support is all about helping people stay in their current homes. Trained staff would visit John in his own home or in the community, providing the assistance he needs, whether that's help with cooking and cleaning, managing medications, or getting out and about. It's about enabling people to maintain their independence in familiar surroundings.
That sounds like a great option for someone who values their independence and wants to remain in their community. And then we have floating support. What makes that unique?
Floating support is designed to be adaptable and responsive to changing needs. It's provided on an as-needed basis, often in an individual's own home, so if John's needs change over time, his support can adapt accordingly. It's all about flexibility and personalization.
So let's say John is interested in exploring supported living. What's the first step? How does someone like him actually access these services?
It usually starts with an assessment conducted by the local authority. Working with John and his family or carers, they'll determine his needs and eligibility for support, and work with him to develop a personalized plan.
And then there's the question of funding. Who foots the bill for all of this?
Funding typically comes from the local authority through a personal budget or direct payment. Individuals may also contribute to the cost of their care, depending on their financial situation. But the important thing is that the funding follows the individual, allowing them to choose the services that best meet their needs.
That's a crucial element of choice and control, isn't it? It's not just about receiving care, but about being in the driver's seat of your own life. And of course, none of this would be possible without the dedicated staff who make it all happen.
You're absolutely right. The guide emphasizes the importance of specialized staff training in supported living. It's not just about providing basic care, it's about understanding someone's unique needs and goals, and truly empowering them to live fulfilling lives.
I'm particularly interested in the staff training aspect. The guide mentions 4 key areas: person-centered planning, communication skills, safeguarding, and mental capacity. Can you delve into those a bit further?
Of course. Person-centered planning ensures that the individual's voice is at the heart of everything. Communication skills are essential, especially when working with individuals who might have complex needs. Safeguarding is about protecting individuals from harm, and mental capacity training ensures staff can support individuals in making decisions about their own lives, even when those decisions might be challenging.
It's clear that supported living is about much more than just providing care. It's about fostering independence, empowering choice, and supporting people to live their best lives. But what about the real-world impact? What benefits are we actually seeing from supported living?
The benefits are quite significant. For example, research has shown that supported living can lead to decreased hospital admissions. It can also be more cost-effective than traditional residential care, since it focuses on providing support in the community rather than in institutional settings.
That's fascinating. So not only does it improve the lives of individuals, but it also has positive implications for the healthcare system as a whole. But what about the less tangible benefits? What specific aspects of life does supported living enhance?
The guide emphasizes improved quality of life as a major benefit. But what does that look like in practice? It could mean anything from having more control over your daily routine, to participating in activities you love, building meaningful relationships, or simply feeling more confident and empowered.
That's a beautiful sentiment. It's about enabling people to live richer, more fulfilling lives on their own terms.
Exactly. But it's important to acknowledge that there are also challenges within the supported living sector.
What are some of the key challenges that stand out in the guide?
One of the biggest challenges is funding constraints. Limited resources can impact the availability and quality of services. And then there's the issue of workforce development. The sector needs to attract and retain skilled and compassionate staff, which can be difficult given the demanding nature of the work.
It sounds like finding and keeping those dedicated staff members is a real concern.
It is. The guide emphasizes that staff training and development are essential, not only to ensure quality care, but also to create a rewarding and fulfilling career path for those who choose to work in this field.
I imagine integration with health services is crucial as well.
Absolutely. Seamless coordination between supported living and healthcare providers is key to ensuring that individuals receive holistic and well-coordinated care. Sometimes the lines between social care and healthcare can become blurred, which highlights the need for strong partnerships and communication.
It's fascinating to see how all these different pieces fit together. So where do we go from here? What does the future hold for supported living?
That's a great question. The guide points to some exciting possibilities, particularly in the realm of technology and innovation. Imagine remote monitoring systems that can help individuals stay safe and independent in their homes, assistive devices that make daily tasks easier, or personalized apps that connect people to support and resources.
Wow, I hadn't considered that perspective before. Could you elaborate on how technology is changing the game?
Of course. Think about John again. Imagine he has a sensor in his home that can detect if he's fallen or needs assistance. This could alert his support team immediately, allowing them to respond quickly and potentially prevent a more serious situation. Or picture John using a smart speaker to manage his medications, set reminders, and even connect with friends and family. Technology has the potential to enhance both safety and independence for people receiving supported living services.
It sounds like we're on the cusp of some major advancements in how we deliver supported living. But I also wonder about the human element. Will technology ever replace the need for face-to-face interaction and human connection?
That's an important question. While technology can be a powerful tool, it will never replace the human touch. Supported living is ultimately about relationships, the connections between individuals receiving support, their families, their carers, and their communities. Technology can enhance these relationships, but it can never replace them.
That's reassuring to hear. So if technology is only part of the solution, what else needs to happen to ensure the future success of supported living?
Well, we've talked about funding constraints and workforce challenges, but I think there's a broader societal shift that needs to occur as well.
What kind of shift?
A shift in how we perceive and value disability and care needs. It's about moving beyond stereotypes and embracing the idea that everyone, regardless of their abilities, deserves the opportunity to live a full and meaningful life.
I see what you mean. It's about recognizing the value and contributions of all individuals and creating a society that supports everyone's right to thrive.
Exactly. It's about fostering a culture of inclusion and respect, where difference is celebrated and support is seen not as a burden, but as an investment in our collective well-being.
This has been an incredibly insightful deep dive into the world of supported living. It's clear that it's a complex system with both challenges and opportunities. As we wrap up our conversation, what are some key takeaways for our listeners?
I think the most important takeaway is that supported living is about much more than just providing care. It's about empowering people to take control of their own lives, live independently, and participate fully in their communities. It's about creating a society where everyone has the opportunity to thrive.
Absolutely. We've explored different models of care, the role of technology, the importance of staff training, and the need for societal change. It's been a fascinating journey. But before we go, I'm curious to hear your thoughts on one more thing. We've talked a lot about the practical aspects of supported living, but what about the emotional impact? I imagine it could be incredibly rewarding for both the individuals receiving support and those providing it.
Without a doubt, supported living fosters a sense of connection and purpose. For individuals receiving support, it can mean greater independence, improved quality of life, and a sense of belonging. For staff, it can be deeply fulfilling to know they're making a tangible difference in someone's life.
And that brings us back to something we touched on earlier, the need for passionate individuals to join the workforce. What advice would you give to someone considering a career in supported living?
I'd say if you're compassionate, patient, and have a genuine desire to help others, this field can be incredibly rewarding. It's not always easy, but the impact you can have on someone's life is immeasurable. It's about those everyday moments, helping someone achieve a goal, seeing them smile, knowing you're making a difference. Those are the things that make it all worthwhile.
This is beautifully said. It's a reminder that supported living is ultimately about human connection and the power of those relationships to transform lives. As we wrap up this deep dive into supported living, I'm struck by the ripple effects it has, not just on individuals, but on families and communities as a whole.
It's about creating a more inclusive and compassionate society, one where everyone feels valued and supported, and it starts with recognizing that we all have a role to play in making that happen.
What stands out to you from everything we've discussed? What resonates most deeply?
For me, it's the emphasis on choice and control. Supported living flips the script on traditional models of care. It's not about dictating what people should do, but about giving them the tools and support they need to make their own decisions and live the lives they want.
It's a powerful reminder that true independence isn't about doing everything on your own. It's about having the power to shape your own life. We've covered a lot of ground today, from the core principles of supported living to the different models of care, the role of technology, and the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead.
And we've explored those human stories that are at the heart of this work, stories of resilience, determination, and the unwavering belief in the power of human connection to make a difference.
And on that note, we leave you with this final thought.
As you go about your day, we encourage you to reflect on how you can contribute to creating a more inclusive and supportive world. It could be a small act of kindness, a conversation with a friend or family member, or a commitment to learn more about these critical issues. Every step, no matter how small, brings us closer to a society where everyone has the opportunity to live a life filled with purpose and joy.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep believing in the power of human connection to make a difference.
I'd say if you're compassionate, patient, and have a genuine desire to help others, this field can be incredibly rewarding. It's not always easy, but the impact you can have on someone's life is immeasurable. It's about those everyday moments, helping someone achieve a goal, seeing them smile, knowing you're making a difference. Those are the things that make it all worthwhile.
That's beautifully said. It's a reminder that supported living is ultimately about human connection and the power of those relationships to transform lives. As we wrap up this deep dive into supported living, I'm struck by the ripple effects it has, not just on individuals, but on families and communities as a whole.
It's about creating a more inclusive and compassionate society, one where everyone feels valued and supported. And it starts with recognizing that we all have a role to play in making that happen.
What stands out to you from everything we've discussed? What resonates most deeply?
For me, it's the emphasis on choice and control. Supported living flips the script on traditional models of care. It's not about dictating what people should do, but about giving them the tools and support they need to make their own decisions and live the lives they want.
It's a powerful reminder that true independence isn't about doing everything on your own. It's about having the power to shape your own life. We've covered a lot of ground today, from the core principles of supported living to the different models of care, the role of technology, and the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead.
And we've explored those human stories that are at the heart of this work. Stories of resilience, determination, and the unwavering belief in the power of human connection to make a difference.
And on that note, we leave you with this final thought.
As you go about your day, we encourage you to reflect on how you can contribute to creating a more inclusive and supportive world. It could be a small act of kindness, a conversation with a friend or family member, or a commitment to learn more about these critical issues. Every step, no matter how small, brings us closer to a society where everyone has the opportunity to live a life filled with purpose and joy.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep believing in the power of human connection to make a difference.
We hope you enjoyed this podcast. Please visit our website to learn more about our services at medicarehub.co.uk. Bye for now.